40 here with another roster review of ships for our guild. And today I am taking a look at Germi's fleet. Now here's Germi's current fleet. He has uh, Chimera as his capital ship with TIE Advance, Houndstooth, and Biggs X-Wing as his three starters. And then Phantom, Slave, TIE Silencer, and TIE Reaper as his backups. Those are all very good ships, and if you look at SWGOH's profile, they're all very well geared. Now, what I'm actually going to suggest for Jeremy to do is have, instead of Biggs in his starting lineup, have the Ghost and put Biggs in his reinforcements. Now, what the Ghost is going to do, if you take a look at one of the Ghost's abilities here, is it has Static Jammer. What Static Jammer will be able to do is you can target other ally to gain stealth. In this case, you'd want to target TIE Advance, and then you'd call that ally to assist. So you're going to be getting some good amount of damage off using the Ghost, and you're going to be stealthing TIE Advance, which you don't want attacked anyhow, to prevent it from taking damage. So the only problem with this currently is that your characters for the ship are currently under geared, and so you're going to want to gear up your Phoenix so that they're better, and even put Zetas on them if you have interest in doing that, but at least gear them up to gear 11, if not gear 12. Also, I'm seeing some incomplete mods while I'm looking here. Make sure you put 5 mods on all of these guys. They can be trash mods that are level 15, that's fine. Just make sure you have 5 mods on any of your ship's characters. Now, one of the ships you do currently have is TIE Silencer. I don't know how good of a reinforcement it is, but I do know it's often used in the main lineup for people in ships, but it's best on offense. It does not hold well defensively, but when you're attacking, if you want to switch and put TIE Silencer in place of the Ghost, feel free, but don't use it on defense. I also don't know how good this Ghost strategy is on defense or offense, as I haven't used it, but I've heard it could be a good strategy. If it doesn't work out for you, feel free to revert. Now, another ship you might want to look at gearing up is TIE Fighter Pilot. He's quite low, but he's also one of the better ships in the game. And you have all the abilities on your TIE Pilot himself up. What you want to do is you want to gear him and put 5 mods on him. If you do this, you'll have him at a much better place. And again, he doesn't have a Zeta, which is very fortunate. A lot of ships' characters don't have Zetas, and if they don't, you're in a good place. Biggs, excellent character without a Zeta. Let's see. Mods for this character are looking pretty good. You could level them up to 6 eventually, but overall they're good. For reinforcements, you definitely want to keep with the fam too, but again, you want to gear up Sabine and Chopper. Remember, Phoenix are really good characters all around. So you can use them in territory battles and in territory wars and elsewhere in the game. So it's really not a bad thing to gear these guys up for ships. And even though what you really do care about is maximum impact, by leveling these guys up, hopefully maximum impact is getting more damage, and you're also giving the ship itself more speed overall. So you're making it better, and you're able to gear up its other abilities so it's more useful. And again, at least get them to gear 11 if you can. let's see. But you want to gear up your Phoenix, and that's the main thing I'm seeing here. You did say, oh, I don't want to put work into the Geonosians. One thing I'll say about the Geonosians is they're great ships, and none of them require a Zeta. Again, this is a common theme among older characters in ships, is they either require no Zetas or only one Zeta. And some fact, Geonosian Soldier and Geonosian Spy, none of them have Zetas on them, and they're not too hard to gear. I've been gearing them recently, and they do require really common pieces that you often get stuck up on, but at the same time, they're not things that are too hard to get a hold of, like stun guns and whatnot. I've gotten them to gear 11 fairly easily, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to get them to gear 12. Now, if you're working on other parts of the game, maybe you don't want to focus on them. But if you're wanting to be top of the arena, it may at some point be necessary to look at Geonosians if your fleet isn't doing well for you. I also again mentioned Imperial TIE Fighter earlier. This is a character that you could put in place of the Ghost if you didn't want to gear up the Ghost characters, and that's only one character you have to gear instead of three to make your fleet better. Now for reinforcements, Phantom 2, again, so that you can get out there, get that maximum impact, and then immediately bring in another ship on your capital ship's next turn. Slave 1 is just overall generally a good reinforcement. TIE Reaper, currently based off the ships you have, great reinforcement to use. And let's see, do you have a good Poe? No, you do not. So I would probably go. I did in my head. Oh yeah, Biggs, because you're going to want to have Houndstooth. So Biggs would be your fourth, because you'd have Houndstooth, TIE Advanced, and Ghost in your main lineup. So Phantom 2, Slave 1, Biggs, and TIE Reaper, all as your reinforcements. Again, if this doesn't work out for you, I can try to help you come up with some other ideas. But for just know, focus on gearing these characters. If they're not Slave Boba Fett, you could probably take him up to at least gear 11. And Phantom 2, you need to gear Chopper and Sabine some more. Ghost, you need to gear your Ghost crew more. Now, in our group chat earlier, there was discussion about TIE Advanced being used as a reinforcement. And TIE Advanced is an excellent reinforcement if you want to use him. However, he's also really good as a starting character. But there's a character you can use in place of TIE Advanced. And this is Biston G-Wing. Biston G-Wing grants stealth to itself, automatically hits on basics, and I believe has a way of inflicting target lock. Yeah, has a way of inflicting target lock. It's an excellent ship. It's often considered a better version of the TIE Advanced. If you look at its base speed, it's quite low, but then you have to look at its tactical. Then you have to look at its assault plan, which gives it plus 25% speed. That actually makes it faster than the TIE Advanced. So, if you want to use this, you would also need to gear Scarif, Rebel Pathfinder, and Biston. Again, these characters are ones that might hurt to gear up, but if you want something to use in place of TIE Advanced on your main team, excellent choice right here. and that way you can use TIE Advance as a reinforcement where it could serve you really well. Um, and Biston Jewing isn't necessarily generally considered a good reinforcement character either. Now, for the ships we have considered as good reinforcements, you want to make sure you have their reinforcement abilities up. I know you do for TIE Reaper and Phantom. You want to increase the one on Biggs, level up to max, and you want to level. You already have it leveled up on Slave 1, which is excellent. Now, a point I like to make is that Fleet Arena needs to be viewed like your squad arena if you're really serious about it. Because if you're serious about it, you're going to be trying to get crystals. And unfortunately, in ships, you only get crystals in the top 50. And you don't start getting 100 crystals till the top 20. But you can get 400 crystals if you're in first place. And you can get 200 if you're in the top 10. And 300 or more if you're in the top 5. So there's a good opportunity for crystals if you can make it to that point. And you just need to look at ships the same way you look at your normal arena. If you look at here at your normal arena, you have all of these guys gear 12, except for Dark Treya, which is because you don't have her 7-star yet. But if you look at ship's arena, you don't necessarily have all of your guys gear 12, and this may be because you don't consider reinforcements as important, because you do have all of your main lineup guys gear 12, which is the same way I am currently, but level up Sabine and Chopper to get more damage to Phantom 2, level up these 3, and then try the strategy I suggested. If it doesn't work, contact me and I'll give you some other suggestions to possibly try out. Again, if you don't have anything else to work on or you decide you want to go that direction, the Geonosians are going to be great. Also, I was looking at your capital ships earlier, and I noticed with Home 1, you didn't have Band Together all the way up, but you had every single other ability up. This is a mistake. Band Together is going to give your characters all a bonus. The unique ability on ships for capital ships is very important, and Band Together is the unique ability for Akbar's capital ship. So if you can level that up more, I think it's because you don't have Akbar geared more, which is also something you may want to look at doing, because Akbar is the best of the two light side capital ships and is also just overall a good capital ship. You're hopefully rarely going to use endurance, so you can just forget about it until you have the other two capital ships leveled up quite well. However, Home 1, there's certain places, since you're going to want to forget about the endurance, that this ship is going to be something you're relying on. For example, light side territory battles. You're not going to be able to, you're not going to want to use the endurance because Home 1 is far superior. So you need to have Home 1 leveled up more if you can. So if you can, gear up Akbar a little bit more. Executrix, I see you're currently leveling up, so that's good. Keep on going that direction if you can. Again, gear up Tarkin some more. One thing to note about ship's characters that you've probably realized at this point, in order to level up the character abilities all the way, you generally only have to have them to gear 11, not gear 12. So that's one important thing to note. I really don't have much more to say, Jeremy. Overall, the gear on many of your characters is looking good, but you want to gear these certain ones if you decide to go with the strategy I'm using if suggesting. Either way, you want to gear up your TIE fighter pilot because it's excellent, and if you want to go with the traditional strategy, you're going to need him, and he's really low gear. And also, just check the mods on all of your ship's characters, and feel free to put terrible 5 dot mods on them. As long as they're level 15, that's good. And that's about all I have to say for right now. I hope some of this information helped. And again, you don't have to go after Geonosians, but if you're trying to get in the top of your fleet shard, it might become necessary depending on how many of them use Geonosians currently and are currently farming them up. Uh, See you later. Hope this helps. Bye.